Hello everyone. Energy technology, in which the third chapter, solar energy, is completed. Now the next chapter we are going to discuss is energy by a fuel cell. Okay, so main thing is that what is a fuel cell, and we are covering in this chapter introduction part, what are the fuel cell, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, then ion exchange membrane cell, also as in the fossil fuel molten carbon cell, then advantages, disadvantages of fuel cell, conversion factor and efficiency of each fuel cell, then polarizations, and what are the types of electrode for the particular process, that means the fuel cell, and what are the applications of fuel cells. Okay, what are the applications of fuel cells? So all these things we are discussing in this chapter, fuel cell. Okay, so let's start fuel cell introduction part. So basically in this chapter, soft PPT, what are the contents we are including? First, hydrogen energy, fuel cell, importance of fuel cell, working principle of fuel cell and types of fuel cell, importance of hydrogen, hydrogen production, applications and benefit. Okay, so these are the history of the fuel cell, okay, which is discovered by German scientist Christian Friedrich, okay, and demonstrated by Welsh scientist William Robert Grove. So basically it is work on the hydrogen energy. Okay, so first of all, what is hydrogen energy? हाइड्रोजन एनर्जीज क्या है? हाइड्रोजन is the simplest and the most plentiful element in the universe. Hydrogen is the simplest and the most plentiful elements in the universe. It's always combined with other elements. First of all, hydrogen is the first element, okay, and it is the first in the table, okay, so which is defined by capital H. It's always combined with other elements. Hydrogen is always combined with all the elements, other elements. Without the combustion, without the joining of hydrogen, all these things are not happen in the chemistry, in the chemical field. Okay, even we are serving drinking of water, in also it gets 2 mole of hydrogen and 1 mole of oxygen. They are connected with oxygen and make the hydrogen. Hydrogen is the high is in the energy, and it is an engine that burns pure hydrogen, which produced almost no pollutions. Hydrogen is the high energy sources, and it the engine which does not burns the that burns pure hydrogen produce almost no pollution. If it is hydrogen, it is an high energy sources. So that's why if a purified hydrogen which is never burnt, that means which never create the pollutions. Okay. NASA has used liquid hydrogen since the 1970s to propel the space shuttle and other rockets into orbit. NASA is mainly using the hydrogen fuel for its space agencies. All the rockets are there left on the orbit. They are only using up since 1970s 70s to the hydrogens. Now let's see the hydrogen productions. Hydrogen, the biggest challenge regarding the hydrogen production is the main is the cost of the hydrogen production is very high. It is very expensive to produce hydrogen. These are the three general categories of hydrogen productions. હાઇડ્રોજન પ્રોડક્શન માટેની મેઇન ત્રણ કેટેગરી છે, ત્રણ મેથડ છે જેના દ્વારા we can use these three methods to produce hydrogen. First one is thermal process. Second one is electrolyte process. And the third one is photolytic processes. What is the importance of hydrogen? We are talking about the fuel cell, but basically this fuel cells is we are made from the hydrogen, and hydrogen is mainly obtained other three processes, like categorized by three processes. And then why it is so much important? So first, fuel cell requires highly purified hydrogen as a fuel. If we are make a fuel cell, so for a particular fuel cell, hydrogen fuel cell, it requires the highly qualified quality based hydrogen. Also, researchers are developing a wide range of technologies. Researchers and developing, they are developing a wide range of applications where the fuel cell we can use. Okay, so there is a numbers of applications, that means they are commonly used for the production of hydrogen. And this hydrogen is the variety of various resources, and it is environmentally free, and this cannot affect the environment. That means they cannot generate the pollutions as well as the toxic gases all the time. When it is burned, there is no toxic gases and no other things that they are burned. Then the next question arises on our mind: why we need a fuel cell? Why we require a fuel cell? फ्यूल सेल की हमें क्या ज़रूरत है? क्यों हमें फ्यूल सेल को यूज़ करना चाहिए? First, due to energy crisis all over the world, we all know that the energy, that means in kind of a source of energy, we can get it from the some renewable energy sources or some non-renewable sources. So, like renewable wind energy, solar energy, solar ponds, solar cell. These are the renewable energy sources, and non-renewable sources like petroleum, diesel, coal. So, as per the some researches, the experts are declared that the petroleum and all other the combustible fuels are empty up to 200 to 300 years. Maximum they are obtaining up to 200 to 300. Then after it will not get it from the earth or anywhere. So that's why energy is required everywhere. Without energy, nothing can is happen. Nothing will be move. All these industries and all the applications, all the vehicles as well as the all these things, they are only operating using the energy in various categories. So if we are using these commercial scale petrol, diesel, coal, and all the other combustible petroleum products, they were they are generating a pollutions. They are polluting the air as well as they are polluting the total environment of the earth. So that's why the global warming effect is raised day by day. The global warming effect is increasing day by day due to the uh, engines emissions, the fuel like a petrol engines, they leaves the carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. So that's why the pollutant component were goes on the atmosphere, and sometimes we cannot see the clear in the morning. We cannot see the clear pictures on clear clouds or everything because of due to the uh, this global warming, and the smog will spread in the atmosphere. So this spray smog is nothing but it is totally a pollutant air. Okay. Also, we are using these combustible petroleum products. They will leave a very dangerous air pollutant, and due to the acid rain is also occurs, and which is affect the environment as well as the human body, human being as well as the animal, plant, all these things in the earth. So that's why a fuel cell is required. If we are taking the if we are discussing the what are the renewable sources and what are the non-renewable sources. So basically, right, in everywhere we are using the non-renewable sources like that of petroleum, diesel, naphtha, kerosene, as well as coal. So the large amount of this non-renewable energy sources we are using. So basically, the lack of the some renewable sources, we cannot afford or we cannot much using the renewable energy sources at a daily uses. But we just see in the previous lecture we are seeing the applications of solar energy sources At that point, we can see that there is some also renewable energy sources are also available, but they cannot be used in the commercialization. Okay, so there is an low availability or unavailability of the renewable energy sources at every place due to the geographic condition. So basically our geographic condition is it is different at different state, different cities and different districts. Okay, at somewhere there is some very high heat even during the daytime, and in some place there is an low low visibilities. So fuel cells provides alternate efficient non-polluting power source that produce no noise and he has no moving part. So this having a big advantages of the fuel cell. Basically fuel cells are made which mainly from the hydrogen, and these hydrogens are the alternative option of the all these conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Okay, and same energy they were giving to us. One more, the main thing is that does not create any noise. Also they not required a large space area for the installation, as we see in the solar systems. In the solar energy, it requires a large space area for the installation. Even the installation cost is very high. The main capital cost is also high. Okay, we cannot afford the very expensive material, expensive systems. Okay, so these are the alternative option of the energy sources. Okay, we can simply just replace it and we can use it. And also it main advantages, they are non-polluting substances and they are no require moving parts. It is expected that by 2050 the global energy demand is going to rise by two 3 times. As per the expertise, the energy demand will be increasing day by day. Okay, up to 2050, as per the expectations, the energy requirement will be increasing day by day up to 2 say like 3 times multiplying. So we can not assume that the how much energy we have to require in future as well as in current situation. So this is called for the optimization of energy generations through a well-known sources, preferability like renewable energy sources for a commercial exploitations. That means optimizations will gives us the exact value, exact define, exact the thing at where we can use commercialization sector for an non-renewable energy sources. Okay. Then the next topic is that classification of fuel cell. Classification of a fuel cell. So classification of fuel cell is very difficult as several optional variable exist. Basically it is very difficult to classify them, but as per the temperature and some parameters we can define, and we can as per the properties we can just simplify it and we can just classified the fuel cells based on the temperature range in which they operated lower temperature up to 25 degree to 100 degree Celsius. The hydrogen or the fuel cells basically low temperature range, they are operated at 20 to 100 degrees Celsius. Medium temperature range is up to 100 to 500 degrees Celsius, and high temperature range they are working up to 500 to 1000 degrees Celsius. And many of them they are operated at very high temperature range up to below above the 1000 degrees Celsius. Okay, so basically temperature range wise there is a number of four fuel cells are available: lower level temperature range, medium level, high level, and extra very high range of the temperature. The second most is the types of electrolyte we are using, filling, in which is what are the electrolyte we are using, like solid electrolyte, liquid electrolyte, molten metal है या फिर नॉन एक्वियस सॉल्यूशन है. So in between which types of electrolyte we can use, second most is the types of electrolyte we are using. Then third one is according to the physical state of the fuel. The physical state, the gaseous will have hydrogen and lower carbon hydrocarbons. If the fuel cell which is in the gaseous phase, it means it having a lower hydrocarbons and hydrocarbons. If we are making a fuel cell from for a liquid interface, they are basically alcohols made up from the hydrogen, higher hydrocarbons, they are higher hydrocarbons. And for the solid state it gives the metals. Okay, so in for the solid electrolyte we are using metals. So according to the type of electrolyte, aqueous, non-aqueous, then molten or a solid. And the next category is primary fuel cell. And what are the secondary fuel cell? Primary fuel cells, we are just looking here an overview of all these things. Overview. Okay, basically primary fuel cells. So reactant are passed through a cell only once time. In the primary fuels, it is just compared to like primary batteries, जिसके अंदर क्या होता है, लेट कंप्लीट फर्स्ट. सो दिस द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट बीइंग डिक्लेयर्ड H2O2 fuel cell. જે primary cells છે they are only working only one direction. If we are comparing the batteries with to this cell, that means this battery cell which is available in the small size, which is in compact size. So these are the only single primary fuels. They cannot charge, they cannot use in a second time, we cannot charge it. Okay, so this hydrogen fuel cell is declared as a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So these fuel cells we are already studied in the 10th science stream. The next one is secondary fuel cell. Secondary fuel cells. Reactant are passed through the cell many times because they regenerated by different method like a nitric oxide or a chlorine fuel cell. Secondary fuel cells છે જે પણ બરાબર. So they all the reactant are passing through the cell many times because these regenerations of the different method જે આ પ્રકારના fuel cells છે એ બધા fuel cell ને we can used many times. If in a single charge, if in a single times they can used, but they can used after we can modifying it or we can adding some component, we can used many times. So basically it is known as a nitric oxide chlorine fuel cell. The next one is a type of the fuel cell. ओके, तो अभी कौन कौन से फ्यूल सेल है? ओके, ये हमने देखा क्लासिफिकेशन. तो इस कैटेगराइज के बाद इस क्लासिफिकेशन के तौर पे हम फ्यूल सेल को कैटेगराइज कर सकते हैं. नाउ विच आर द फ्यूल सेल्स आर अवेलेबल एंड what types of fuel cells are exactly we are using. So as per the fuel used, fuel cells are classified. So first is hydrogen fuel cell, જે હમણાં આપણે જોયું H2O2 fuel cell જોયું એ જ રીતે હાઇડ્રોજન fuel cell. Second thing is fossil fuels, then hydrocarbon fuels, alcohol fuels, hydrazine fuels. So these are all are fuel cell. First and third, which they are the totally different. First one is hydrogen and third one is hydrocarbons. Then some of alcohol fuels and some of the hydrogen. So let's see the basic introductions of the fuel cell. So how it can be, how it can generating and how it can be used. It is an electrochemical device which convert hydrogen and oxygen into water, producing electricity and heat in the process. Hydrogen fuel cell, it is nothing but it is basically it is an electrochemical device where it is convert the hydrogen and oxygen into water producing. હાઇડ્રોજન અને ઓક્સિજનને ભેગા કરી વોટરમાં કન્વર્ટ કરી અને ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટી જનરેટ કરવામાં આવે છે ઇન ટર્મ્સ ઓફ ધી electricity as well as in terms of the heat in the process. Okay, it is much like a battery that can be recharged while you are drawing power from it. એક પ્રકારની બેટરી જેવું જ કામ કરે છે કે બેટરીને જેમ તમે ચાર્જ કરી શકો એવી રીતે ફ્યુલ સેલને પણ તમે ચાર્જ કરી શકો છો. ઓકે, it is much like a battery that can be recharged while you're drawing power. જ્યારે તમે પાવરને એમાંથી યુઝ કરતા હોય તો તમે કરી શકો. Also this gives a DC voltage and that can be used for the power motors, lights and many numbers of electric appliances. Okay, so DC voltage we can use in the many other appliances. Okay, also we are using DC inverter that converts into the electric current, alternative current. Okay, so in this lecture we are in the next lecture we are continue our topic fuel cells discussions.